always thought that if my relationship ended, it would be because of something loud. You know? A screaming match, a slammed door, or walking in on someone in bed with another woman. I never expected the end to come silently, glowing on a phone screen at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. I thought I knew the man I was marrying. We've been together for 3 years. I know his coffee order, I know his trauma, I know the scar on his left knee. But last week, I found out that the man sleeping next to me has an entire life, a whole human being that he buried before he met me. And when he tried to explain why he hit her, it didn't make me feel better. It broke me complete. Let me back up so you understand the stakes here. I'm 29 and my fiancé, let's call him Liam, is 32. We are, or were, the boring couple, and I love that. We met in a bookstore, classic rom-com style. He was quiet, steady, a little serious, but incredibly loving. He works in architecture, I'm in marketing. We moved in together after a year. He proposed 6 months ago. We're supposed to get married in October. The thing about Liam is that he has always been very disconnected from his past. He told me early on that he wasn't close with his family, that he grew up in a different state, and that he moved here to start fresh after a bad burnout phase in his 20s. I respected that. I didn't pry. We all have baggage, right? Our relationship was safe, no drama, no weird late-night texts, no jealousy. He gave me the passcode to his phone on our third date to play music in the car and never changed it. That's how much I trusted him. I never, ever felt the need to check up on him until 2 weeks ago. It started with the venue. We were finalizing the booking for this beautiful rustic barn venue about 2 hours out of the city. It's gorgeous, expensive, but Liam insisted. He said it was perfect. We were sitting on the couch, looking at catering options on his laptop. He got up to get a glass of water and left his phone on the coffee table face up. It buzzed. I glanced over, expecting it to be his mom or a work email, but it was a text from a number saved only as E. No name, just E. The preview message read, "You can't do this, Liam. Not there. Please don't take her there." My heart stopped. Not there? What did that mean? And who is E? Liam came back in, saw me looking at the phone, and his face, it didn't just go pale, it went dead. He snatched the phone up, fast, faster than I've ever seen him move. "Who is E?" I asked. I tried to keep my voice steady, but my stomach was in knots. He didn't look at me. He put the phone in his pocket. It's my cousin Eric. He's having a crisis. He's got substance issues. I didn't want to worry you." Why did he say, "Don't take her there"? Liam rubbed his face, looking exhausted. "He's talking about the family reunion. He doesn't want me to bring you because he's embarrassed about his state. It's complicated." It was a smooth lie, plausible, but my gut was screaming liar. Liam doesn't have a cousin named Eric. I've seen his family tree. I've met his parents. That night, for the first time in 3 years, Liam slept with his phone under his pillow. Over the next few days, the atmosphere in the house shifted. Liam was jumpy. He was taking calls in the garage, and I started noticing things I'd ignored before, like how he never wanted to talk about his life before 2019, like how he had 0 photos of himself from ages 25 to 28, like how he sometimes woke up from nightmares sweating, whispering a name that definitely wasn't mine. I became paranoid. I started thinking, is he married? Is he hiding a child? Is he in legal trouble? 3 days ago, he went into the shower and forgot to take his Apple Watch off the charger on the nightstand. It buzzed. I know I shouldn't have done it. I know snooping is the nail in the coffin. But I walked over and looked. It was E again. Message. I saw the wedding website, October 14th. Are you sick? That's her birthday, Liam. How could you? I froze. October 14th is our wedding date. E wasn't a cousin named Eric, and her wasn't me. I didn't confront him immediately. I needed ammo. I needed the truth before he could spin another lie about a drug-addicted cousin. I waited until he left for work. I called in sick. I turned our apartment upside down. I didn't know what I was looking for. A burner phone, a letter, anything. I found it in the guest bedroom closet. Way in the back, inside a toolkit, there was a taped-up shoebox. I cut the tape. Inside, there were no drugs, no illegal cash. There were photos, hundreds of printed photos. They were of Liam and a woman with dark hair, same height as me, same build as me. In one photo, she was wearing a green velvet dress. I own a green velvet dress just like that. Liam bought it for me last Christmas. In another photo, they were hiking at the exact same trail Liam took me to on our first anniversary. Then I found the marriage certificate. Liam wasn't just dating this woman. He was married to her. Her name was Elena. Date of marriage, 2017. I felt like I was going to throw up. He was divorced? Why would he hide a divorce? That's not a deal breaker. Unless he wasn't divorced. I dug deeper into the box and found the obituary. Elena Marie S., age 26, passed away tragically October 14th, 2019. The date, our wedding date, the date E had screamed about in the text. I sat on the floor of the guest room, surrounded by these photos of a ghost who looked just like me, realizing that E was probably Elena's sister or mother, and realizing that my fiancé chose our wedding date not because the venue had an opening, but because it was the anniversary of his dead wife's death. When Liam came home, I was sitting at the kitchen table. The box was in front of me. The photos were spread out. He walked in, saw the table, and he didn't even drop his keys. He just collapsed. He physically slumped against the door frame and slid down to the floor. He put his head in his hands and started sobbing. Not crying, sobbing. The kind of ugly guttural sound you make when your life is over. I didn't go to him. I sat there, cold. "Who is she?" I asked. "My wife," he choked out. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I wanted to be happy," he said. He looked up at me, his eyes red. "I wanted to be happy again. If I told you I was a widower, if I told you I was the guy whose wife died in a car crash while I was driving, you would have looked at me with pity. Everyone does. I wanted to be Liam again, not poor Liam. I wanted to sympathize. I really did. But then I pointed to the date on the obituary. October 14th, Liam. You set our wedding date for the day she died." He went silent. "Why?" I screamed. "Why that date?" "I don't know," he whispered. It felt like a way to reclaim it, to turn a bad day into a good day, to close the circle. "And the venue?" I asked, shaking. "Why the barn?" He closed his eyes. Elena and I, we were supposed to renew our vows there. We never got to. I felt the air leave the room. "So I'm the understudy," I said. It wasn't a question. "I look like her. You bought me clothes like hers. You took me to her favorite spots. And now you're marrying me on the day she died in the place she wanted to be." "No." He crawled toward me. "No, Maya, I love you. You saved me. You brought me back to life." "Did you love me?" I asked. "Or did you love that I fit into the hole she left?" Then his phone rang. It was E. I picked it up and answered. It was Elena's sister, Elise. She was crying on the other end. She told me everything. She told me Liam cut them off 3 years ago. She told me he pretended Elena never existed. She told me she found our wedding website and thought he was having a psychotic break. She said, "He's not over her. He's just casting you in her role. Please, for your own sake, run." That was 3 days ago. I packed a bag. I'm staying at my brother's place now. Liam has sent me 50 texts. He's sent flowers. He sent long, rambling emails about grief and trauma and how he just didn't know how to process the loss, so he tried to build a new life on top of the old one. He swears he loves me for me, but I can't unsee the photos. I can't unsee the green dress he bought me, knowing now that he had a memory of her in it. I can't unhear him suggesting we learn Italian, Elena's heritage. I can't unfeel the fact that every time he looked at me, he was probably looking for her. The secret ex wasn't a scandalous affair. It wasn't a mistress. It was a ghost. And you can't compete with a ghost. A ghost never makes mistakes. A ghost never ages. A ghost is perfect. I sent him an email this morning. I told him the wedding is off. I told him he needs therapy, not a wife. I told him that I deserve to be someone's first choice, not their second chance at a life they already lost. It hurts. God, it hurts. I love him. But I know that if I walked down that aisle on October 14th, there would be 3 people in that marriage. Me, Liam, and the memory of Elena. And I refuse to be the third wheel in my own life. Clarity prints money, right? Well, in relationships, clarity saves your life. And I finally see clearly.